Hello, everybody. How's it going? It's Malik. You already know. I'm gonna just start this video by saying it is Thursday, the 6th of November at 6:30 p.m. I'm just now recording this video right before the game, so I'm gonna try to get it done in enough time to where I can watch the game and edit and put this up later tonight. So I think no, that'll just be the end of that. All right, let's get it. First of all, the trade deadline was on the 4th, so there were some trades. There were some trades. The Cowboys got Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson. Quinnen Williams from the Jets, Logan Wilson from the Bengals. Hopefully this is a step in the right direction, but unfortunately there was a Cowboys defensive player that passed away this morning, which is unfortunate, but the Cowboys, I feel like it only happens to the Cowboys. They take one step forward and they move 18,000 steps backwards, but it's fine. Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner gets sent over to Indy. Honestly, the Colts are looking scary because now they got Sauce Gardner. Now Sauce Gardner ain't been as good as he was in the past, but it's a new start, so hopefully things get kicked back in gear. The Jets is down bad this season, so yeah, he wakes up on the completely other side of the fucking spectrum on the AFC leaderboard. So hopefully it's all right. Seahawks and the Rams are atop the NFC. So, hey, I wonder how the matchups gonna do. How they gonna play into these next week's matchups? Let me see who they against. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe both of those teams actually have division games. The Seahawks play the Cardinals, and the Rams play the 49ers. Now, I know the Rams playing the 49ers. That's a division game. I know that for sure. I just can't remember who else is in that division for some reason. But I think those should be good games. Every team is coming off of a win. I believe, yeah. Each one of those teams is coming off a win, unfortunately. Unfortunately, yes, the Cardinals are coming off a win. I'll talk about it later. And another very unfortunate thing for some people. I know some people like him, but I kind of feel indifferent about him and his team. But the Chiefs are back. They're definitely back. That's it. That's it. They're just back. And the Bucks versus the Patriots could actually be a good game. It could be a good game. The Patriots is super hot right now, and the Bucks have been playing nice all season. So we'll see. I think that'll be a good game. I think that'll really be a good game. And now I'm gonna but not really, rapid fire these games off, right? So the Ravens, Lamar Jackson is back. So they already had to put the clap on the Dolphins. So yeah, they beat them 28-6. And the Ravens have to probably win the rest of the season to get a playoff spot. To get a comfortable playoff spot for them. But even then, I don't even know if that's going to happen. Because the Chiefs are still technically fighting. The Chiefs haven't locked in a spot yet. Normally by this point of the season, everybody is oh, the Chiefs, they're making playoffs. We don't know technically yet. It's looking up for them, but we don't know yet. So yeah, the Ravens have to win out the most of the season to hopefully lock in a decent playoff spot. And speaking about Kansas City, they lost to Buffalo. What'd I say, guys? What did I say? They beat them in the regular season. This is the year they can beat them in the playoffs. However, but they beat them in the regular season, so I already think that's not going to happen. But I think it's the year. I still do think it's the year. Ignore that. I don't know why that's there. But I think this is still the season, so In that game against Buffalo, Patrick Mahomes had a career low completion percentage. It was like 44, 45, something like that. I was watching the game, but I can't remember now. But it was like 44, 45%. And Josh Allen had a career high percentage, and it was like 80 something or something. It was like 80 something percent. With that being said, career low completion rate. He was hit 16 times. I don't know. Lion was having a bad day. It was a bad game for the Kansas City Chiefs, but it don't matter. I don't think it'll matter. The Vikings came back late against the Lions and won 27-24. I was watching like a little bit of the game. I was at work, so I don't know. I was watching a little bit of it. It was a decent game. I don't really know too much. I was working, so. Carolina. They extinguished the Green Bay Flames because they were hot. Carolina's like, shh. Cool the fuck down. Rico Dowdle was running it up on them. Let me try to find specifics real quick. Yep, 25 carries, 132 tuds. Bryce Young didn't throw the ball like at all. He went 11 for 20, 102. One pick. He didn't throw the ball like at all. But it was a close game. I'm looking at like the score by quarter. It was close like all game. I genuinely think the Steelers gotta be one of the most funniest teams of all time. Because they ain't had a negative season, like a losing season, my entire life. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, their worst season, my entire life, they've been like 6-10. They ain't been like garbage, ever. Or at least in my time. And in my life, in my timeline, they ain't been garbage, ever. Is Mike Tomlin a good coach? Is he Coach God? He gotta be. It's either him or Belichick, Coach God, but that's neither here or there. But the Steelers, they beat the Colts at home. The Steelers were at home, not the Colts. They beat them 27-20. Let's go ahead and take a look. Aaron Rodgers, 25-35. 203 in the tud. Danny Dimes, 31 for 50. Yeah, 31 for 50, 342. One tud, 3 picks. He's letting that motherfucker air out, huh? He was throwing that thing, but hey. Old man Rodgers came out on top. That's all that matters. Okay. Now, my notes here say the Bengals won. But that's not true, is it? No, it's not. That's not true. So the Bears beat the Bengals 47-42. It was the first career 400-yard game for Joe Flacco. I couldn't think of his name for some reason. Joe Flacco. That's kind of crazy. It's his first ever 400 yards like game. He been in the league since a while. And he was also the oldest player with 400 yards in a game. To still lose to the Bears. Pack it up, Bengals. You stay. And now Sam Darnold and the Seattle Seahawks. They were putting on an absolute clinic against the Commanders. However, Jaden Daniels did get injured. But it was like the fourth quarter. He shouldn't have been in. At that point. So I don't really know what that's about. But Sam Darnold, I know he was perfect through the first half with 4 touchdowns. And his first mess up of the game, he threw a pick. I was watching the game. I remember this. He threw a pick, and then he didn't really throw the ball afterwards because he went 21 for 24, 330, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. He didn't really throw the ball much afterwards, but to be fair, he didn't have to. The Seahawks beat the Commanders 38-14. They got doubled up on again. Unfortunate. And now the game I'm gonna dread talking about the most. Yeah, yeah. It was Arizona versus Dallas. I don't want to talk about the game. That was ugly. It was nasty. I got fucking stunted on by Jacoby Brissett. But I mean, we all knew Dallas defense is terrible anyways. That's their downfall every season. Their offense is always good, but sprinkled in with like riddled with fucking injury the whole time in their front line, always. And then offense or defense, it's the same story, but they just suck. They just suck always. I don't know. But yeah, the Cardinals beat the Cowboys 27-17 at home, so the Cowboys are no longer defeated at home. It was crazy. They had a block punt. The Cowboys blocked the punt to initially get on the board and score the points. Rest in peace. Not to do this, and I don't have to like go just look at it, but Marshawn Nealon. Rest in peace, Marshawn Nealon. He's the one who recovered the ball in the end zone for the touchdown. The Cardinals were up 17-7 at half. I don't know. Jacoby Brissett, 21 for 31, 260, and 2 tuds. And then Dak was 24 for 39, 250, 1 tud, 1 pick. I don't know. Hey, they was just garbage. They was just garbage that day. I don't know. The Cowboys is just garbage in general, I think. No, yeah, they definitely garbage because they lost to a 2-5 team. They garbage. Hey, look at that. I told you I was just gonna rapid fire the games real quick. I got through it quick. I'm gonna talk about basketball now. Yeah. So with basketball, there's been injuries. Injuries everywhere. LeBron's out. Luka's out. Ant was out, but he's back. He's back now. It says on my notes Ant was out, but I saw he was back, and they got blown out in that game. He returned. It was not nice. It was not good looking. That was not good. AR-15, Mr. Austin Reeves, and the Lakers, they are showing out, having a good show, regardless of Luka and LeBron being out. Cool. Hey. Well, you know what? Let me pull up the NBA. Let me pull up some NBA right here. Oh, there's a game on at 8 o'clock. Phoenix, the Suns versus the Clippers. I don't care about either of those teams. Yep, okay. So, right here. Lakers are 7-2 to start off the season so far. They've won their last 5. And I believe most of them have been without Luka or LeBron. Either one, if not both. Yep, they just beat the Spurs 118-116 yesterday. And Luka played. He had a double, 35 points, 13. You know, they going off still. Hey, they put Brownie in. They let Brownie play 5 minutes. Okay, not bad. Hey, he actually got some points. It was only 2, but hey, he was used. He was used and useful. Yeah, right here, the Knicks. The Knicks beat the Timberwolves 137-114. They got blown out, bro. And the Knicks are 5-3. Hey, the Knicks are doing good. The Thunder still dominating early. They're at the top of their West right now, 8-1. They going crazy still. The Bulls are on a good stretch. The Bulls are 6-1. They haven't been 6-1 since, Michael Jordan them. So who the Bulls even got? Wait. who do the Bills even got? Genuinely, alright, let me look. Josh Giddey, Trey Jones, Vucevic, Matas Buzelis and Isaac Okoro. Okay, I know Okoro's nice. Vucevic is nice. Hey, I guess Josh Giddey is also nice. That boy had a triple-double. 29, 12, 15 going against the 76ers. Hey. Okay. Okay. I didn't know he was a hooper like those. I don't really watch basketball until like after the All-Star break, you know, when it starts to get interesting. So do we want to talk about the clear power divide? Why do I keep saying divide? No, yeah. I used the right word this time. The power divide in between the East and the West in the NBA. I always feel like there's way more star power over in the West than the East. Which I mean, hey, it's fine. Please give my team a cakewalk. Because my team is in the East. Please give them a cakewalk. Even though I know it's not a cakewalk. Because they low-key garbage and it's only Giannis. It's only Giannis. But nonetheless, why is the West so much stronger? Why is it this way? I would... Hypothetically, what would like a league-wide shuffle look like? Like if, like just randomly, Adam Silver was like, you know what? The West is too overpowered. We're doing like a mid-season draft, and every team is just getting shuffled. It might. Hey, that could be kind of cool, but that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Also, I would just like to mention, since they're my favorite team, the Bucks are only 1.5 games back from first. That's all I gotta say. You know what? That's all I gotta say. And now, so it's WWE time. So SmackDown starts out. Tiffany and Jade, they in the ring, they bickering. They almost come to blows, but then it's broken up quite literally immediately. Pretty much after it's broken up, that's the end of the segment. But then after that, we got Ilya versus Nathan Frazier. Which initially, Tommaso Ciampa came out, interrupts Nathan, and just like runs right past him. Just goes right to the ring with a mic, and he's like, yo. You know, he starts talking like, hey, you don't deserve this match, bro. And Ilya's like, my brother, you need to wait. Essentially. So, but then the match goes on. It was hard hitting. It was quick, you know, because Nathan Frazier, he likes to bring up that speed in the match. So it was fast. It was hard hitting. It was nice. Ilya got the W, which, I mean, did we think he'd drop it to Nathan Frazier? No, but he got the W. But immediately following the match, Tommaso Ciampa came out and lays out Nathan Frazier right after the match. Like, he rolls out the ring, he's looking at, like, Nathan Frazier's looking at Ilya in the ring. Boom. Laid out. So he does that and then, like, walks away. But then it cuts to backstage and Axiom, just a singular dude, Axiom is fighting Johnny Gargano. And so out of nowhere, here come Tommaso Ciampa and Nathan to like kind of like join in on and make it like a big brawl backstage. But then Ilya comes up and he's like, yo. Essentially, and they all dissipate, and then Tama Tonga is standing there holding the U.S. title. He gives it back and goes, yeah. I love that shit, man. So, but then after that, there was the very confusing match, or at least to the crowd, the very confusing match of Carmelo Hayes versus Kit Wilson. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Right there at the end there, before the other Pretty Deadly guy got injured, they were low-key growing on me just a little bit. Like, just a little bit. And so I low-key like Kit Wilson, but it's fine. I just like how gritty he is, really. But that's just like the UK style. That's the strong style they do. But no, the crowd did not know how to feel. They were like quiet for like a good portion of the match until The Miz came out tries to take out Carmelo, but it didn't work. Carmelo kicked out, hits his finisher, gets the win. But then after Carmelo gets the win, he's standing there. Miz sneakily gets in the ring behind him, hits him with the Skull Crushing finale. And he's like, "You thought we were done? You think you can call us done?" You know. That's the end of that. But then it was Alexa versus Nia Jax. But before the actual match, there was a little backstage interview with Alexa and Charlotte, and they were pretty much going in on Nia, telling her she was a mean girl, essentially. And it's because she's in, what was it? She said it was Gemini energy. This Charlotte was saying that it was her Gemini energy, and that's making her act this way. And I low-key wish my fiance would have heard that, because 1, she's a Gemini, 2, she would have thought that was funny. But nonetheless, I love Alexa and Charlotte together, bro. I don't know what it is about their dynamic, bro. There's always a smile on my face when they're on screen, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. In the actual match, Alexa was getting dominated like most of the time. Like 99% of the time. Should we get a little bit of offense and, Nia being big, being the big in the match, just overpowers at some point. So that was happening. Nia went up at one point for the Annihilator. Charlotte got up on the apron, distracted her. Alexa kicked her leg from under her, and she she dropped on the back of her neck. And this is the funniest part, because Alexa literally just does a drop kick and folds her up for the 1, 2, 3. Because she was can't show you, but she was she was folded up pretty nice. She was folded. Nia was folded. So her back was up against the turnbuckle and stuff. So it was funny, but it works. It works. And now it's the MFTs versus Motor City Machine Guns. Bro. MFTs are just so boring. They're just so boring. The MFTs, they got the W. It was just pretty much a straightforward match. There was no shenanigans or anything. It was straightforward. MFTs get the W. They jump Motor City Machine Guns after the match. Rey Fenix comes out, no avail, gets beat up. Shinsuke comes out because that's his tag partner. Same thing. But what actually precedes that is there was a little backstage thing before the MFT's match, and Rey Fenix was like, "Yo, you put your hands on me last week." He's talking to Tala Tonga, Mr. Haiku Leo. He's like, "Yo, you put your hands on me last week. I don't like that. I want a piece of you." And then so Solo's like, "You want next week, bro. If that's what you want, you got it, bro. Next week." And so next week it's Rey Fenix versus Tala Tonga. Tala Tonga. I hate that shit, man. We already know they're related. Just use their normal names, man. Just use whatever name they were going by, man. Please, bro. We already know they were related. Except for JC Mateo. We already knew that. Nonetheless, next week on SmackDown, there's Charlotte versus Nia Jax, Rey Fenix versus Tala Tonga, and then another Ilya Open challenge. That's the only thing we know about tomorrow's SmackDown. I forgot, you guys already know it's already Thursday. Tomorrow's SmackDown. So then, there was the Saturday night's main event, the WWE title match contract signing, in which it was pretty tense the whole time. Cody was keeping his composure most of the time until Drew said something about his kids and wouldn't he rather be home trick-or-treating with his kids. And then he was like, what's their names again? And he lost it. Started going in. Made a wild miss with the swing with the title. Cody was apologizing, Nick Aldis, and then Drew came in with the Claymore, laid him out, put him through a table, stood tall to end the night. In my eyes, that was it was nothing crazy, but it was an okay SmackDown. Nothing crazy, not terrible by any means, so, you know. And so now, we're on the Saturday night's main event where we had Tiffany versus Jade Cargill. We had we had Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. And then we had Dom versus Penta versus Rusev. And then the WWE title match, which was actually the opener. I didn't expect that. And I was late. Because I didn't think it would start at 6. I thought it started at 7. So I turned the show on at 6:30 because I'm seeing stuff on Twitter about the match. I'm like, whoa, it's on. So I cut to Peacock and it's on. I missed like half of the first match. So I don't really know too much. I just know like the end and how it correlates to SmackDown. So Cody couldn't get disqualified or otherwise he would lose the title. However, the ref took a bump and he used the title anyways, so that's not the end of Drew and Cody. Cody won, but that's not the end. It's not the end by any means. I can't fully remember the order of the matches, but I think the next match was the Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. And let me say, that was a glorified squash match. Like, my God. Like, Tiffany got a little bit of offense in, but oh my God, was that just basically a glorified squash. Whoa. But honestly, it fits the character. It fits the character of Jade. And honestly, she need to keep doing that for like another 6 months with this title so she can look legit. I mean, she already looks legit, but like you know what I mean. Yeah, Jade won the match, and Jade Cargill is now your new WWE Women's Champion. Pretty cool in my opinion. Should have happened way long ago. How long do you guys think she's gonna hold the title? You think she'll hold the title long enough for Naomi to come back? No, I know it's the other championship from what she was holding, but I don't think that story was done. There's no way that story was done, right? So I definitely lied. The World Heavyweight Championship match was definitely the main event, and I messed that all up, but it's fine. But before that was Dom versus Penta versus Rusev, which was a banger in its own. And of course it had a funny ending. It had to have a funny ending because it's Dom Mysterio. Why couldn't it have a funny ending? Dom was going for the good old hammer in the boot trick again, but it didn't work. Rusev took it, or no, Penta took it, hit Rusev with it. That happened. And then so Dom was laid out for like a good 4 or 5 minutes. Rusev had Penta in the accolade. It was looking like Penta was finna tap. And all of a sudden the bell rings. The bell rings and Dom is standing down there laughing at the up. It was so good. It was so good, bro. But then after that, Dom got the W. Dom got the W, wins clean. And now it's at this point to where we're like, what we're doing with Penta. But also we're at the same time as what we doing with LA Knight, because they're in like the same fucking boat. They just keep losing for whatever title they're after, and it doesn't make sense. But now I'll actually circle back and talk about the World Heavyweight Championship match. CM Punk won. I don't know if I said that already, but if I said that already, you're hearing it again. CM Punk won, and now my one quarrel with the match is Jey Uso was fucking up. Jey Uso was fucking the fuck up. The whole time. The whole time. CM Punk kicked Jay in the head Like, it was like Shawn Michaels Vader style. Kicked him in the head. Like, stomped on his fucking face. Kinda. It was crazy. And then he threw water in his face because he was gassed. Like, Jey Uso, I think, needs to stop doing the run it back. Because he gets tired. Jonathan Fatu. Is he? He's Jonathan, right? Jonathan Fatu gets tired doing his entrance. It's not Jay. Well, it's Jay, but it's Jonathan. It's not, because it's the dude. It's not the character. He need to chill out, and hopefully he realizes this now. So then we get to the glorious Red Show, Monday Night Raw, and the show kicks off with CM Punk coming to the ring talking about, oh, I'm gonna be this type of champion. I'm gonna be that type of champion. I'm gonna be better champion than this guy. Nobody, this dude's not gonna tell me what to do, you know, kind of thing. But then out of nowhere, we hear, "Hey yo," and it's Logan Paul coming to the ring. I was like, huh? I think I turned around and I was like, huh? You know, type. Because like, out of all people, Logan Paul. But Logan Paul came out to the ring and they were having their quarrels. And CM Punk said, "Hey, go back to SmackDown. This isn't your league. You're out of your league. Go back to SmackDown." All that was happening, and then the Vision comes out, and they were talking like, "Hey," or Paul Heyman was talking like, "Hey, Logan, you said you're next in line, but what about these two?" He was like, "What about these two dogs?" Essentially, you know, and they're saying, you know, they're fucking, you know, but then. I can't remember what was exactly said, but Braun Breaker gets on the mic. Long story short, they jump Punk and Logan Paul, or they jump Punk and Logan Paul. Logan Paul seemingly like turns face for a second. There's more on that later. But after they jump him, that's kind of like the end of that segment. But then there was a match afterwards, and it was Penta versus El Grande Americano. And it was a good match. It was back and forth the whole time. Penta finally beat him, despite Rayo and Bravo being ringside. And I think that ends El Grande. No. His loss streak ended technically at WrestleMania, if I remember correctly. So the Kabuki Warriors had a little vignette before their match. Or it was towards Lyra and Bayley and the tag champions. Yeah, they were just like, "We coming? Y'all not ready." It was standard vignette, nothing special, nothing crazy, nothing bad though. But then we had a little bit of a different kind of tone because Byron Saxton was talking to Rusev, and Rusev was cutting a promo about the Cena tournament. So he was like, "I'm gonna face Cena." I guess he's in the tournament. So Dom was in the ring talking about I'm the king of luchadors. I'm the best AAA Mega Campeonato, and nobody else is better than me. And then that's when we hear Booyaka 619, you know. His dad came out, interrupted him. They were going back and forth until Dom tried to swing. Ray Conner put the pause on him. Hopefully, this is Dom versus Ray at Survivor Series in the 619. Hopefully. But then we had the Lyra Bayley versus the Kabuki Warriors. It was a good match. But the Kabuki Warriors were just too smart. They got the W. They got ran out the ring immediately after by Charlotte and Alexa because they were beating up on Lyra again, I think. And so they just got interrupted, and they hit the high tails. So I'm pretty sure the main event was Punk and Logan Paul versus the Vision, but I don't know. I was gaming, so I don't remember. But I'm pretty sure it was that, and I know. Seemingly the show ends with the double swerve of Logan seemingly pairing himself with the Vision. That's all I know. I don't know anything else, but hey, whatever. It could be cool if it's just a one-off, it's fine, but if he's like in the Vision, it kind of don't make sense, you know, but whatever. Anyways, that's all for me. That's all my recap. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for coming through. I'll see y'all next week for this same type of video. Deuces. Bye.